Turn up the volume and listen in. It's time for breakfast with Life Radio. Only Life Radio could make breakfast sound this good.
Tell me your name.
My name is Daniel Jacques.
And Daniel, what do you do?
I'm Vice President of the Miramichi Ground Search and Rescue Team.
Yes, and what does that do?
Well, as the name implies, we're doing ground search and rescue, like we're looking for people that have gone missing.
Yes.
So,
Where do you look? Do you look in the water? Do you look in the woods?
We don't look on the water or in the water.
Okay.
We're actually ground search and rescue.
Right.
Because going in the water needs a lot of specialized training and equipment, and we're not geared up for that.
Yes.
At the present time.
And how many would there be?
What do you mean, members? Or
yes.
Like, we are 55 members.
55 members?
Yes, split between, there's about 31 men and 24 women.
Yeah.
Ranging in age from about 20 to over 70 years old.
And what area do you cover?
We go from Boys Town to Naguac, Mount Carlton Provincial Park to Richard Upton.
Wow.
We are the largest region in the province.
And how often would you be called out?
Like, I've been a member since October of 2018. Up until May, I had no call whatsoever, so no searches. And since then, I've done 5.
5?
Yeah.
And did you have successful work?
4 of them were successful. Successful meaning the person was found.
Yes.
Naturally, that also means that even though the person was found, sometimes the result is not what you'd like it to be. Like the person is deceased, so that's unfortunately part of the old deal,
Yeah. So you say you have 55 members?
Yes, sir.
It's a big organization. How do you finance it?
It's fundraising, 100%.
Just private fundraising?
It's only fundraising, we do different events where we lend a hand, like the Striper Cup or the Irish Festival, and they give us some money, but otherwise, yes, it's purely fundraising.
And what would you need money for?
Well,
what are your needs?
For one thing, to pay the rent for our base. Right now, we're located at the fire station on the base.
Yes.
Here in Chatham. So we have to pay our rent there, plus, the upkeep of the trucks, insurance, license plates, inspection.
How many trucks do you have?
We have 2 trucks and 2 trailers.
You used to have a bus, didn't you?
Well, at one point we did have a bus a long time ago, but that has been replaced. Like, we always need to, upgrade, get younger trucks or more powerful, or,
yes.
4x4s, or... So, we get to keep, and sometimes the equipment is so old that it gets so expensive to maintain it that, it's not worth keeping it, so we get to replace it.
Yeah.
And, plus we get to buy equipment.
So what would your budget be every year?
It runs about $25,000 a year.
And you raise it all yourselves?
And we have to raise it all.
The government don't throw in one penny?
Well, there is some money that comes from the New Brunswick Ground Search and Rescue, because there's a provincial association.
Okay.
We get some money from there, but that's about a tenth of what we need.
It is, eh?
Yeah. So we do have to do a lot of fundraising.
So what would a human life be worth?
Well, that's a good question, and I really don't have an answer for that.
If it's me, it's a lot.
Well, or if it's your son or, grandfather or whatever, yes. But, they say life is priceless, well, there you are.
Yeah.
There's no dollar signs that you can put on life. It's, so, yeah.
Do you do a lot of training?
Yes, we do a lot of training.
What would you be taught?
Well, there are basic searcher techniques. Your equipment, there would be map and compass. You'd have to learn about first aid. lost person behavior. There's missing and lost person. You know, there's a lot of training. There's also something called the incident command system, where it teaches you the hierarchy when you're doing searches and things like that. Plus, basically doing mock searches to practice your skills, like on your mapping training and your compass training and everything.
Because you're going into a piece of property you have no idea.
Exactly. With the mapping system, we use a system that's called a Cyrex mapping system, and it's driven by satellites. So we can get a map of the area we're going to search.
Photograph?
We cannot. It is photographed really, but you can zoom in on it and actually see like the layout of the terrain, because we've got like different layers we can use, like topographic and everything.
Yeah.
So we know, well, are there bogs there? Are there ponds, rivers, trails? Are there any elevation, hills, cliffs or something? Because you can't just be walking in the woods and have a 20-foot cliff and, just fall down there.
Right.
Because the last thing you want is that to go in and retrieve one of your searchers or something. So it's all part of it.
Sometimes you can become part of the problem instead of part of the solution.
Well, that's the one thing, one thing we're being taught is that if you don't feel good, if you're on a search or something, well, just stop. I mean, there cannot be any obligation for you to go in there and get sick or injure yourself. We just cannot afford that. And the last thing we want to have to do is have to go and get one of our own members.
Exactly.
Because we're there to help people.
Do you search at night?
It's 24/7, 365 a year. There's no
Weather, doesn't matter.
Weather is not a factor. Well, it is in some point, but I mean, we can be called in any condition.
Yeah.
There's freezing rain, we could be called out.
Do you learn survival techniques?
We do. There's that's also part of the training. There's a 4-day course that's called Wilderness Remote and First Aid. And part of that you learn to build shelters and build fires and,
Survive in the winter.
Exactly.
That'd be worth knowing.
It's worth knowing, but
If
again,
you remember, you get the training free.
the training is absolutely free.
Yeah.
Like, we have to pay for it, so that's another thing. You've got to pay for the training. Like, it's nice to bring in an instructor, but there are expenses.
Do people use all-terrain vehicles?
We don't use them because, let's say you go search in the woods. Well, it can help you to get to a certain point, but you cannot actually search in the wood itself. You could do trails, but what happens sometimes is that your ATV could be running over footsteps or something, and you wouldn't be able to see them. So
You could do more harm than good.
plus, it's more equipment to buy,
Do you
more.
learn tracking?
Yes,
You do, eh?
yes. Tracking, pacing, because sometimes you'll say, well, I want you to walk like 150 paces or something, then turn at 135 degrees or something like that. Well, that's where your map and compass training comes in. And so, but yes, there are no like weather, day, night, summer, winter, fall. We're open to anything.
Now, if somebody gives you $10, can you get a receipt for income tax?
You sure can.
You can.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's considered a charity?
Yeah, we're a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
So, if someone was to give us money or something, we sure could issue a receipt to them.
So what would you say to Miramichi? Is there anything you'd like to say about donating to you?
Well, like any non-profit organization, our money comes from our fundraising. So obviously, I think people don't realize the work we do until they actually do need them.
That's the truth.
Need us.
Yeah.
and when they see like the way we operate and the equipment we bring when going on the search, then they say, "Wow, I've never realized."
Yeah, exactly.
And we were on searches where we were looking for an 85-year-old woman, and there was family around, and they brought us like food, and they invited us. Well, if we made a big spaghetti, if you want to come for supper, well, that's very much appreciated. But if you're on a search, you cannot take 2 hours to have supper either. Sometimes you'll grab a quick sandwich or something, and sometimes I'll go right back.
Right.
Because we're there to find the person as fast as possible. We're not rushing. We take our
Every
due
minute
time.
is important.
But every minute could be important. Let's put it this way: if it's 45 below outside and it's windy, and you've been up for a day, an extra hour makes a big difference.
Or if there's a million mosquitoes for every square foot.
Exactly. I know that never happens. This time of the year it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Middle of July, black flies and ticks, and they're all part of the game.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate you having us and be able to talk about Miramichi Ground Search and Rescue.
Yes. So did I leave out anything?
I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah.
So I thank you very much.
My back is bad, so I stay.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.